What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Paul. This is the Leeds Therapy. I do hope you're doing well. Thank you as ever for stopping by. I really do appreciate it. If you haven't done so already, if you can make sure that you are subscribed to the channel, your notifications are turned on, that you're liking, hyping the video, all of that good stuff, that would be greatly appreciated. If you're listening to the audio version, then just make sure that you are liking and following either on Apple or on Spotify as well. Like I said, that would be greatly appreciated. So, given the news today, it's now the next day because it's 2:30 in the morning, with regards to Darlow, what I wanted to do was just create a little video, again, doing the best that I can do. So looking at it, I mean, I suppose the easiest way to do it is just to jump straight into it and try not to give too much away, although the title of the video and everything else will do that. So let's just jump straight into it, guys. Well, I don't think many of us expected the goalkeeping department to look quite like this a couple of weeks ago. Karl Darlow has now completed what many Leeds supporters will see as the ultimate betrayal, making the move across the Pennines to Manchester United. It's the first direct move between the clubs for more than 2 decades, and regardless of the circumstances, it just doesn't sit comfortably with Leeds fans. Reports state Darlow has signed a 3-year deal at Old Trafford where he'll provide experience backup while helping fulfil Manchester United's homegrown quota. At the same time, Ilyan Melié's 7-year spell at Ellen Road has officially come to an end after completing a free transfer to Arsenal. Melié leaves having made more than 200 appearances for Leeds United, playing a huge role in promotion back to the Premier League, but ultimately losing his place during the second half of the season. So Farke suddenly finds himself needing a new number 1 and a new backup as well, if the reports on Perry are to be believed, and the Torino side of things, and potentially going out on loan. The names currently being linked all offer something completely different. Today we're looking at the 3, what I would consider to be leading candidates in terms of just information that's out there and available for them already. Number 1, as you can see on the screen, Zion Suzuki. Number 2, James Trafford. And number 3, Jacob Wiedel-Zetterstrom. We'll look at their contracts, playing style, strengths, weaknesses, and most importantly, who actually fits Leeds United best. So, jump on it. In position 1, we have Zion Suzuki, the one that I would consider to be the dream signing. He's only 23 years old. He's a Japan international, currently Parma's first choice goalkeeper, contract until 2029. Market value of around 20 million, although Parma are believed to value him much closer to 30 million euros and above, largely because of increasing Premier League interest. And honestly, you can see why. Suzuki is the definition of a modern goalkeeper. He's quick off his line, comfortable receiving possession, excellent with both feet, confident enough to split centre halves and start attacking himself. He also has an exceptional athlete's physique. At 6'3", he's commanding without being cumbersome and has some of the quickest reactions you'll see from any young goalkeeper in Europe. What really stands out, though, is his composure. He looks like a goalkeeper 10 years older than he actually is. Nothing seems to panic him. He plays with the confidence of someone who's already been in Europe's elite leagues for years. For Farke, that's massively important. He wants Leeds building from the goalkeeper. He wants possession. He wants centre-halves spreading wide. He wants the goalkeeper acting almost as an 11th outfield player. Suzuki already plays exactly that way. He's arguably the closest stylistic fit available anywhere on the market. The only concern, the price. Parma know exactly what they've got. Several Premier League clubs are monitoring him, meaning Leeds would almost certainly have to break their transfer record for a goalkeeper. Would he improve Leeds? Absolutely. Would he become the club's goalkeeper for the next decade? Potentially. For me, as I said, this is the dream signing. Second on the list, James Trafford. Now this one feels slightly different. Trafford is already well known. He's an England under-21 hero, former Burnley goalkeeper, Manchester City Academy graduate, currently contracted to Manchester City until 2030 after returning to the Etihad. His market value currently sits around 25 million euros, but I would expect that to be massively higher if we were to go in for him. The issue here isn't ability, it's availability. Would Manchester City actually sell? Probably not easily. Trafford has every attribute Pep Guardiola had looked for. Excellent distributor, outstanding shot stopper, aggressive sweeping, excellent mentality. He almost plays as another defender when City have possession. From a Leeds perspective, he's virtually Premier League ready. There's no adaptation required. He knows English football, knows the intensity, knows the physicality. He's also homegrown. That means enormously a great thing because it adds to the homegrown quota, especially considering that we have now lost two in Struijk and Darlow. If Leeds could somehow persuade Manchester City to negotiate, this would be a huge statement signing. The downside, City have invested heavily in bringing him back. Unless Trafford himself pushes for regular football, this one would feel difficult. But purely from a football perspective, he's almost tailor-made for Daniel Barker. Now on to perhaps the least glamorous option, Jakob Zetterström. Currently Derby County's number one. He's a Swedish international, 27 years old. He has a contract until 2027. His market value is approximately 2.5 million euros. Straight away, you can see why Leeds might like this deal. Financially, it makes huge sense. He's experienced, already settled in English football, excellent in the air, very commanding, a brilliant organiser, nearly 6'6" tall. He's exactly the type of keeper defenders love playing behind because everything feels calm. He's not quite as adventurous on the ball as Suzuki, nor is he quite as explosive athletically as Trafford, but what he does offer is reliability. Sometimes football supporters overlook how valuable reliability actually is. You know what you're getting every week. Strong handling, good positioning, excellent leadership, minimal mistakes. Reports suggest Leeds have been monitoring closely in recent weeks as they continue evaluating other goalkeeping options. If Leeds decide not to spend 25 to 30 million, this feels like a logical alternative. Which goalkeeper is going to fit Farke best? So let's compare them. Zion Suzuki gets a tick for elite long-term potential. He gets a tick for outstanding with the ball. He gets a tick for modern sweeper keeper. He gets a tick for huge resale value. Unfortunately, he is the most expensive, so that's a big X name next to him. For James Trafford, Premier League proven, tick. Homegrown, tick. Elite distributor, tick. Ready immediately, tick. Extremely difficult deal because of Manchester City's long-term plans. So that is the cross against his name. Jakob Zetterström, excellent value, tick. Championship experience, tick. Commands his area, tick. Reliable and consistent, tick. Lower ceiling than the other two. That's a big X. If we're talking what my personal opinion is, if money wasn't an issue, I'm taking Zion Suzuki every single time. I've spoken often enough about my admiration for him and how much I like him. I watched him very, very closely in the World Cup and I was very impressed with him and I like everything that I see about him. He is exactly the sort of player Leeds have targeted under the 49ers. He's young, athletic, he's got a high resale value, comfortable in possession, future international star. James Trafford would probably be my second choice purely because he's already adapted to English football and fits Farke's possession philosophy almost perfectly. The only question is whether Manchester City would even entertain selling him. And finally, we've got Zetterström. He may not be the supporters' first choice, second choice, or even potentially third choice, but sometimes sensible recruitment wins football matches. He's experienced, he's affordable, he's dependable, and if Leeds spend heavily elsewhere in the squad, he could prove to be an incredibly smart signing. Whatever happens, one thing is absolutely certain. Replacing both Karl Darlow and Ilian Meslier, now that he's gone, not that he was ever going to get back into the squad, is one of the biggest decisions Leeds United will make this summer. Get it right, and Leeds could have their number one sorted for years. Get it wrong, and we'll all be talking about goalkeepers again by Christmas. It's going to do it for that one, guys. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. I've spoken on what I think and who I like. My favourite pick is Suzuki, but I understand that the deal is pretty hard. If you listen to ITKs and all of that good crap, they will tell you that Leeds are really pushing hard for Trafford, but pushing hard and actually pulling it off, that's a really bad sexual reference, and I apologise, are two totally different things. Zetterstrom, we've been looking at him, so there's a potential with that. And like I said, if we do spend massive elsewhere, there is a potential opportunity that we're going to need to look at reducing how much we do spend. There is, in terms of Perry, where Perry might go if he goes out on loan, or if we keep him, there could be a redemption arc. Who knows? We just don't know the full ins and outs of it all at the moment. And that's the thing. We're kind of speculating at the moment. And this is me purely speculating on my three main ones that I'm looking at here. So it all depends on, I think, what we spend outfield wise, other players that go out the door, and how much money that might potentially bring in. You know, if rumours are to be believed, and we've got 100 million, there's 18 million that we've got for Strout that we can spend. If Perry was sold, there's a potential another 10 million that we could add on to that. So that could change it to nearly 130 million. We could conservatively, if other players do leave who are fringe players who aren't going to get time, we could conservatively have 140 to 150 million to spend. So it all just depends. There's a lot of moving plates to this scenario, I would say, before we go all at it. And I think that this one could maybe drag out a little bit, although that's going to make the natives very, very restless. Like I said, that's going to do it for this one. Important. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Make sure you've liked the video for me as well, please. Make sure you're hyping it. If you're listening to the audio, make sure that you are liking the audio for me as well. That would be greatly appreciated. Ladies and gentlemen, that's me out. I'm tired. Take care of each other. Most importantly, take care of yourself. I will see you on the next one, guys. Thank you so much for stopping by. I really appreciate your time. Cheers.